So now that we have the modeling sheets in place, we are going to create a really rough model of Tim. In the last video, I forgot to mention that this should be set to cycles render, because if it automatically sets to Blender render whenever you open it, so when it's set like that, the settings over here are going to be different. So let's begin by adding in a plane. So hit Shift A, add in a mesh, and a plane. Now we just want a single vertex of this plane, so hit Tab to go into edit mode, and then hit W, merge, and then merge at center. So now we just get that single vertex at the bottom. And now we want to extrude this vertex up to around the base of the neck. So hit E to extrude, Z to lock it to the Z axis, and bring it up to, I'd say, around here. Now we're working in a two-dimensional line, so let's give that some thickness. We can do that by going to the modifiers panel, add a modifier, and go down to the skin modifier. So now we have some thickness. Let's extrude this vertex out to the shoulder. And as you do that, you can see whatever you want to do on this side, you also want to copy it over on this side. So let's add in another modifier and mirror. So now it copies on both sides. If you hit Z to go into wireframe mode, you'll notice something a little funny. The mesh is going in on itself. It's kind of caving in here, like this X shape. We don't want that because it's bad modeling. That's what it is. So the way to fix this is you want it to read the mirror modifier first and then apply the skin. So you can do that by just throwing this one on top. Now it's really boxy. We want some nice shape to it. So add in one more modifier, go to subdivision surface, makes it rounder, and bring the view up to 2. That's a little better. Okay. So let's finish with the arm first. I'm gonna hit Z to go into wireframe mode again. Hit E to extrude on the one vertex, bring it down to the elbow. And the mesh is a bit wider than the elbow, so hit Control A to adjust the scale, and then bring that in until it fits just right. And extrude that back down to the wrist. Now we don't need this whole thing going down to the feet, so right click to bring this vertex up to the waistline. So hit G, lock it to the Z axis, and bring it up to the waistline. Let's take care of the head now. So select this vertex, hit 3 to go in the right side view. The way to do the head, there's a nice trick to it. What you can do is extrude up like halfway up the neck, and then extrude up just a little bit to the jawline. Hit Control A to adjust the scale, and you can go out to the width of the head, and then extrude that to the top of the head. Now as you can see, that's a bit crazy. It's much wider than we needed. So let's select this vertex and then select this vertex. Hit Control A, but instead of just leaving it like that, we can lock it to just the y-axis, so hit Y after that, and then you could bring it in like this. And about there should be good. One to go in a front side view, and then we want to adjust on the x-axis, so hit Control A again, hit X, and bring that in. Then we'll adjust it. We'll bring this vertex down a little bit. There we go. The mesh looks a little better. Alright, that's pretty good so far. Remember, we're just going for a really rough outline here. We're not going into detail at this point. So let's thicken out his chest now. So grab the 2 vertices here, and what I'm going to do is subdivide it, like by hitting W and then subdivide, so we can add an extra vertex. And then hit Control A to adjust the scale again. Now you have to be a little careful here because you don't want the mesh to cave in on itself like it's doing right now. Let's start here. Control A. Bring it out. Let's try here again. just have to keep adjusting, because if you bring it out like this, this is bad because it's like folding in, and if you go to sculpt it later, it's just going to be a huge mess. So just make sure it's kind of neat, like this. Just keep playing with it. Let's see how that looks. Got a little bit of folding here. That's not too bad. Go back in. Just gotta keep playing around with it. Let me try bringing it down. GZ. Yeah, that's probably the best we're gonna get. Yeah, that's not looking too bad. Let's adjust the arms now, because if you'll see from the side view, his arms kind of go back. So select this vertex, 3 to go into side view, just bring this back. You can also hit G to adjust. Select this vertex, G to adjust. That's looking pretty good. Yeah, it's not too bad. Oh, one more thing. We can add a little more definition to the elbow by selecting these vertices here, hitting W, and then subdivide. And then if I select this vertex, I can hit G to grab, and then hit G again, and then I can slide it up right next to this vertex. And then G again to grab, and then I can move this back so I can get a little more elbow definition here, instead of, just a complete right angle that we had before. And that pretty much completes the upper body. So I'll see you in the next video for the legs.